Welcome to Netrush Report, your home for tennis drama, rivalries, and raw emotion on and off the court. If you live for shocking twists, unforgettable comebacks, and bold commentary, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a moment. Before we break down the milestones, let's set the stage. Carlos Alcaraz came into the 2025 US Open riding high on form. He had finished runner-up at Wimbledon in a brutal 5-set war against Jannik Sinner, then bounced back to lift the Cincinnati Masters. His confidence was soaring. In New York, he was unstoppable. Alcaraz tore through the draw, only dropping one single set on his way to the final. His mix of brutal power, delicate touch, and athletic genius was on full display. And then came the showdown everyone had been waiting for. Carlos Alcaraz versus Jannik Sinner, the biggest rivalry of this new era. The final didn't disappoint. After 4 sets of breathtaking rallies, explosive forehands, and nerve-shattering moments, Alcaraz emerged victorious. 6-2, 3-6, 6-1, 6-4. That one wasn't just a trophy. It was a statement. And with it came 3 milestones that elevate Alcaraz into tennis history. Let's start with the big one. By winning the 2025 US Open, Alcaraz became only the 3rd man in tennis history to win 6 Grand Slam titles before the age of 23. The only 2 other men to do it? Rafael Nadal and Bjorn Borg. Think about that. Out of all the greats, Djokovic, Federer, Sampras, Lindell, McEnroe, none of them had 6 majors by this age. A walk through Alcaraz's majors. 2022 US Open, the breakthrough, where a 19-year-old Alcaraz stunned the world. 2023 Wimbledon, defeating Novak Djokovic in a 5-set classic, breaking his dominance on grass. 2024 French Open, his first on the red clay, cementing his all-surface game. 2024 Wimbledon, proving it wasn't a fluke, defending his grass crown. 2025 French Open, showing mastery on clay once again. 2025 US Open, his 6th, his 2nd in New York, and the crown jewel of his season. 6 majors. For different slam trophies. And all before turning 23. Comparisons with Borg and Nadal. Bjorn Borg did it in the 1970s, dominating Roland Garros and Wimbledon. But Borg never won a hard-court slam before retiring shockingly early. Nadal, of course, carved his name into clay history, winning Roland Garros year after year. But even Nadal didn't reach 6 by 22. He hit that mark in 2009, after winning the Australian Open at 22 years old. Alcaraz, he's already won hard-court, grass, and clay majors. That versatility makes his 6th title achievement even scarier. This milestone doesn't just place him in history. It projects him forward. If he's done this much by 22, what's possible by 30? Carlos Alcaraz just shattered one of Roger Federer's most underrated, yet staggering records. In his 2025 US Open run, Alcaraz faced only 10 break points total across 7 matches. 10. And he saved nearly all of them. In the final against Sinner, he faced just 1. And even though he was broken, that was it. That's how airtight his serve and his pressure handling were. Compare that to Federer in 2006 Wimbledon, where he faced 12 break points en route to the title. Federer's run that year was considered one of the cleanest in history. But Alcaraz just made it cleaner. Why this matters? Breaking serve is one of the hardest things in tennis. Facing fewer break points means your service games are practically untouchable. It means opponents are constantly under pressure, constantly chasing. Alcaraz didn't just win. He suffocated his rivals, giving them no room to breathe. That's Federer-esque dominance. And now, it's Alcaraz's name in the record books. And now, the most emotionally charged milestone of them all. Carlos Alcaraz has now beaten world number 1 Jannik Sinner in 2 Grand Slam finals in the same year, Roland Garros and the US Open. The last man to achieve that? Rafael Nadal in 2008, when he beat Roger Federer at both Roland Garros and Wimbledon. This is massive for 2 reasons. It shows Alcaraz thrives under the brightest lights, against the very best. It defines his rivalry with Sinner as the central battle of this era. Nadal-Federer, Alcaraz-Sinner. Just as Nadal needed to overcome Federer to carve out his legacy, Alcaraz is doing the same against Sinner. Sinner might be world number 1 in the rankings, but when it comes to Grand Slam finals head-to-head, Alcaraz has struck the biggest blows. It's a rivalry built on respect, skill, and firepower. And with both men just 22 and 23 years old, it's one that could define the next decade. The bigger picture, what these milestones mean. Put all three milestones together, and the picture becomes clear. Alcaraz isn't just a rising star. He's already in the history books. He isn't just chasing Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic. He's starting to match them, step for step. And he isn't just collecting trophies. He's building an empire of dominance defined by records and rivalries. At 22 years old, Carlos Alcaraz already looks like the man to beat, the standard for greatness in the next era of men's tennis. Carlos Alcaraz's 2025 US Open win wasn't just another title. It was a career milestone, a generational marker, and a declaration that this era belongs to him. 6 majors by 22, breaking Federer's record, outdueling the world number 1 in multiple slam finals. The story of Carlos Alcaraz is only beginning, and if this US Open is any indication, tennis history is about to be rewritten. This has been Netrush Report. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Alcaraz's milestones, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our coverage of the game's most dramatic moments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.